Hey everybody, this is RockPaperMario and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Yellow. You're probably wondering why the sound is a bit different than it is usually. That's because when I record this episode, I went to edit it afterwards and it turned out to be all desynced and laggy and just the video was all completely wrong, as you will probably notice. So I've had to mute the audio and post-commentate this, so I'll probably put music in the background. Believe me, I am probably more angry about this than you are. Seriously, I am so pissed off because I hate things like this. I hate things not being 100% presentable. Just picked up TM19, which is Seismic Toss as far as I know. Yep. We don't teach it anything. Basically, the reason why I decided to post-commentate was because that was much more preferable than starting a new game and playing up until Bill's house. If you think I'm going doing that just to record bloody Bill, then you've got another thing coming. So into Bill's house we go. This is a really funny part of the game. It's so annoying that that I'm having to post-commentate this, because this is a really hilarious part of the game, and it's unique to Pokemon Yellow. This is the only game in which you'll find this little scene, because it's not in Red, Blue, or the remakes Fire Red and Leaf Green. Pikachu goes over to this Pokemon and is really confused, and we check the Pokemon and it says, "Hiya, I'm a Pokemon," so that's kind of surprising in itself. No, I'm not. Well, who are you? Call me Bill. Want like Bill Taylor? I'm a true blue Pokemaniac. Hey, what's with that skeptical look? I'm not joshing you. I screwed up an experiment and got combined with a Pokemon. So how about it? Help me out here. Annette's on the edge, Seamus. Are you going to be the one to push her over? Run the cell separation system. Well, you're not going to know. For God's sake, bloody Bill Taylor. You guys aren't going to know who Bill Taylor is. Basically, Bill Taylor was a character in a soap that we have here called Fair City that's set in Dublin, and he just used to talk like that, like a crazy person. So he run the cell separator, and there's something here that I noticed just the last time, when I played this game this time, just first noticed for the first time. Look at Pichu's face. Bill, it's called the cell separator, and he says he was combined with a Pokemon. But only Bill emerges from the machine when you use the cell separator. So where's the Pokemon? We can only presume that Pokemon is dead and is sitting like a pile of splooge or something inside the teleporter machine, which is kind of sad, I don't know. Yeah, it's a bummer, just like he said. Well, he gives us the SS ticket, which is a ticket for a ship in Viridian City, a party boat, like the Love Boat. And Vermilion City is the city we're going to next. So yeah, that's kind of sad. Do you remember Bill in the anime? Bill in the anime was really weird. Do you remember he had like a Kabuto costume? I remember that because I loved his Kabuto costume. I thought it was cool. Well, I'm dicking around looking at the computer there. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. And a bite of my dark chocolate, which is almost as bitter as I am right now. It is so annoying. Alright, so we go out. Oh, sorry, I'm talking about my mouthful. And go back in again, and you can check his computer. And you can get it registered as having seen Eevee and the 3 evolutions that are there at that time. Well, in this generation. Now there are other ones, which I love the other ones. I love all of the evolutions. But I always, poor Flareon. Flareon is one of the most just one of the most... they're so mean to Flareon. I mean, he's always had this beastly attack stat. And then in Generation 4, when I heard that there was going to be like a physical special divide, I was like, oh, Flareon, yay, Flareon's finally going to get physical fire-type attacks. And then they give it, only Fire Fang. And they give it Lava Plume, which is a special attack. What were they thinking? I don't know. Do those guys at Game Freak have any sense at all? I don't know. Why can't they give Flareon Fire or Flare Blitz or something? I don't know. Oh yeah, so Officer Jenny is now out of the way so we can go into that building. So yeah, Flareon is one of those Pokemon that I always, thought was kind of hard done by in that respect. Yeah, this is another reason why I was really annoyed, because we're going fighting the gym leader. And there are only 8 of them, so it's kind of special, and to have to post-commentate the gym leader is annoying. Yo, champion making. Here's my advice. The Weeder Misty is a pro who uses water Pokemon. You can drain all the water with plant Pokemon, or zap him with a wet twisty. Why did I do an Elmer Fudd voice for that guy? I don't know, I think I'm going to do Elmer Fudd for that guy. However bad my Elmer Fudd impression is, every time I see that guy, just for the laugh, I don't know. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, this guy. This is what I was talking about. This guy is called Swimmer. And when I battled him, like I went on a rant because what he reminded me of is this movie I saw called The Swimmer. And this movie, The Swimmer, is literally one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life. I have seen some terrible movies. I've seen Titanic 2. I've seen Jaws 3. I have seen a movie where ants were trying to take over a tropical island by being able to come together and form into operational human appendages. And The Swimmer, it has to top them all as being one of the most ridiculous movies I've ever seen. Basically, The Swimmer is a movie about Burt Lancaster going around swimming in swimming pools. Yes, that's all the movie is about. It's about Burt Lancaster swimming in swimming pools. Like, oh, I don't know, I just can't even begin to start talking about that. I don't know, I've just been so traumatized since I saw that film, because I couldn't believe that something so ridiculous could exist as The Swimmer when I saw that movie. It is just ridiculous. Look up that movie, it is a terrible movie. Everyone should see that movie just to be able to say, yes, that is the worst movie that has ever been made. Wait, well, here's Junior Trainer. Yeah, what's up with their clothes? I don't know. Their gloves and stuff, they look like police women, or Bongardi as we call them here. Well, she has a goldie. Goldie. Pikachu basically wipes out Goldeen with that Thunder Shock. As Pikachu wiped out that Swimmer. But as you can see, as you'll see, Misty isn't as much of a pushover as these guys at all. And like, this is why I'm so annoyed, because this battle with Misty turned out to be a really kind of a nail biter. It turned out to be a really kind of a dramatic and like, I hate to use the word, but an epic battle. I don't know, it just really, I don't know, it was an amazing battle. Kind of like that battle I had against Gary. It was real, oh, what'll happen next? Will I win? Will I lose? Misty, the world famous beauty, is your host. Yeah, are you ready, sweetie? That's another thing that I was wondering. Do you know, Misty, like, her character in the anime and her character in the game are completely different. Like, her personality in the anime is of, like, oh, she's a real tomboy and she's a real hard ass and she's really like, Ash Ketchum, you better pay me back for that bicycle. Oh, Brock, I'm gonna punch you in the face because you looked at a girl. Whereas in this, she's all, like, really flirty and like, oh, sweetie, oh, I'm your host, Misty, the lovely beauty. And, like, that, like, I don't know why they made her character so different in the anime. I suppose they had to have, because basically you had, your three protagonists were three masculine characters. Because you had Brock and Ash, and then you had Misty, who was a masculine woman. As you can see, Pikachu learned Slam. But then they went to, like, great, extents then later on to kind of show the other side of Misty's character. How can she can be passionate, and how she can be caring and vulnerable as well. Well, Staryu wasn't that much of a problem, but as you'll see, Starmie turns out to be a whole other kettle of fish. Anyone who's fought Misty before knows how much of a bastard that Starmie is. Starmie is just a monster. And most Starmies are a monster. I have a Starmie on my rain team that is pretty cool. It's the 6th slot. On my rain team, basically, I have 5 Pokemon that are always there, and then I have a 6th that I kind of change around. So there's a Tentacruel or a Starmie or a... what's the other? I have a Ludicolo as well. But I decided to poison Starmie, which turns out to be a very wise decision later on. Just because I felt that it'd be handy to have the residual damage kind of start to take it down a little bit. I mean, Starmie has a crazy special stat. I mean, anyone who knows, like, what Pokemon stats are, Starmie's special stat, especially in Generation 1. In Generation 1, Starmie's special stat was one of the highest in the game. It's a complete monster, especially at this level, when you don't really have that many powerful attacks. As you can see, one Bubble Beam just completely massacres Pikachu. And I have to send out Mankey to try and save the day, because Charmander isn't going to be able to stand up to much. So this is where I really was kind of biting my nails, because after, like, massacring Butterfree, massacring Pikachu, and all I have left is this Mankey who's doing next to nothing against it because it keeps using Harden. The poison is kind of chipping away at it a little bit, but I was still like, it could have definitely swung either way very easily. I don't know, it was definitely looking like Misty was going to win. All she had to do was use one Bubble Beam, I'm convinced, and Mankey would have lost. So here we go. Mankey uses Crashy Chop. Critical hit, as usual. And then Starmie uses Bubble Beam. Now wait till you see this. This is absolutely crazy. Swamp by Hydro Pump, like in Pokemon Battle Revolution. Mankey barely survives, and the poison finishes it off. It was such an it was a really entertaining battle. It was so fun to do. And that's why I'm annoyed that I couldn't like keep my original commentary, because it was probably much more interesting than this commentary. I don't know. I hope you don't mind. Maybe you haven't even watched up to this point in the video. You probably turned it off when you were like, oh, for fuck's sake, this isn't original commentary. But yeah, Misty, there are only a couple of gym leaders who the battle is... Yeah, we got cut, basically. No, we didn't get cut. We can use cut because we have her badge. And we also get her favorite TM, which is TM11. That's Bubble Beam. There are only a couple of gym leaders in the whole Pokemon series that you can really... It's really... Every time you fight them, it's a real nail-biter. And Misty is one of them. Whitney in Gold and Silver is another one that is always a nail-biter. Whatever it is, it's just... They're such exciting battles, it always comes right down to the wire. Well, except for that time I fought Whitney in Soul Silver, where basically to fight her Miltank, I basically had Execute use Leech Seed on it, and then I basically stalled for about 50 turns until it died. It ran out of PP for Milk Drink. That was how long it took. I spent literally about a half hour fighting Miltank, and I was there sitting there like a crazy person going, Leech Seed is going to kill you. After you defeat Misty, come into this house, and you'll see this giant Bulbasaur. And if you talk to that lady, she'll say, oh, it needs a good trainer to take care of it, and then she gives it to you. But look how giant it is. Yeah, Bulbasaur is one of the Pokemon on our list. Who couldn't remember Ash's Bulbasaur? But speaking of Bulbasaur, does anyone remember an episode of the anime? I don't know whether it was Johto or Hoenn, or the Orange Islands. I have a feeling it might have been Johto, but I'm not sure. Where there was this enormous Bulbasaur that was living in the sewers of this city. And everyone thought it was a monster, but it would actually turned out to be this Bulbasaur that was like as big as a house. Well, not as big as a house, but this giant one. It was just crazy. Does anyone remember that? What I decide to do here is, well, what ends up for me having to fast forward this next battle is to talk to Officer Jenny, and she said, Team Rocket is behind this terrible deed. Even our police force has trouble with the Rocket. I don't know. Do you remember that song again? Oh, well, I talked about that already. Do you remember that song? It was like, Jenny, oh Jenny, joy, oh joy. A one-woman man's what I wanna be, but there's two perfect girls for me. I don't know, that was one of the Pikachu's jukebox songs as well. Those songs, I think I've referenced almost every single one of them at this stage, or between this and the next two videos I have, I'd say. But they're all so crazy, but they're really memorable. There's something that you really remember of if you were there and you were a kid at the time of the first anime was first out, because everyone watched it. It was so crazy being involved in something like that. So here we are fighting this Rocket who broke into that guy's house and who Officer Jenny apparently has trouble dealing with. Something really interesting, like, so much happened in this video that it was really annoying, because like the next video hardly anything happens in it, sorry, but so much happens in this video. Like, look, Charmander grew to level 16, and everyone knows what that means. That it was really annoying having to post-commentate it. I don't know, it's just when so... Oh, look, Drowsy. Drowsy? 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 It was so annoying to have to post-commentate this video, but I'll probably put music in the background as well. I don't know what kind of music I'll put in. I'll probably put in Petalburg City. That's like my favourite Pokemon music ever. I love the music in Petalburg City. And there are a couple of other ones as well. Like, some of the music in Generation 3 is absolutely amazing. Petalburg City, for example. I love that place. Or Oldale Town has really good music as well. But, yeah, so I don't know what kind of music you're going to get. Probably music that I like. Hopefully music that you like as well. But it's going to be Pokemon-ish music. I don't know. Ash defeat a Rocket. Stop, I'll give up, I'll go quietly. What Charmander's evolving? I'll do the music here. Dum 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 dum. Charmander evolved into Charmeleon, who is an orange monster. I don't know. And we get TM28, and you'll see what we do with that in the next video. But until then, I'll have to say goodbye. This is RockPaperMario, and thank you for watching this admittedly annoying episode of Let's Play Pokemon Yellow. See ya.